after you finish the consultation, what I want to show you is really cool. Kai can analyze your tongue. So you're going to be prompted to go to the tongue analysis, and you'll see a funny picture of me. You're going to just click the button to take a picture. And it feels kind of weird to stick your tongue out, but all you're going to do is hold your tongue, try to get in really good light. You can stand in front of a mirror, take your picture. Then you'll see, hit the analyze button, and magic will happen. It takes about a minute before she's going to think about it. And what she's going to do is provide an analysis of what is she seeing and how does that relate to your fertility. Okay, so you can see now she's provided your results. She tells me that your tongue appears swollen. Mine is very swollen because I have a lot of digestive symptoms. It's pale because I don't make very much blood. And the coding also is reflecting a lot of digestive symptoms. So you can see basically we're using this information to sort of reinforce what you told her in the consultation. The next thing we want to do is go have a conversation with your chef. So you're going to go to the chat section and you see it says speak with chef. So she says, I'm excited to work with you. I want to ask you a few questions. All you're going to do is just hit yes, and that'll get her started. So you can see now Kai is asking a couple of questions. She wants to know what week are you in your period? How many people are eating? Do you have any dietary preferences? Is there anything else she needs to know? Like maybe you love Indian food and you want to eat a lot of Indian food. You can ask her for that as well. So I'm going to answer those questions. I'm on week 1 of my period and I have 4 people and I don't eat dairy and no. And then you'll just answer that. And then what's going to happen is she's going to take that information and start working on your menus. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes because she's going to generate all of your menus, shopping lists, and recipes for the whole week and the macros according to that. So give her a little bit of time, and then what will happen is she's going to give you a little bit of information, and then you can go to your menus to see what she's prepared for you. Okay, so you've finished the consultation, you've got your tongue analyzed, you've talked to your chef. What's next? Well, we want to figure out what's your conceivable score. Remember, your conceivable score is a loose prediction of your likelihood of getting pregnant, and this number is so helpful. Don't be discouraged even if your score is low. Most people's are, because if it was really high, actually you wouldn't be here trying to get pregnant. You would already be holding your baby. So as you can see, my score was 42, and that score is based on my energy, my blood, my hormone, stress, and temperatures. And we can look at each part to see what the energy was score. My energy score was 40. Blood is a little bit messed up. Hormone score is good. And so from there, we can see what are the factors that are impacting my score and where do I need to work. And to know what you want to work on, you just go to the home page and you have 3 different sections. You have the tracking section. So when you want to track your temperature, this is where you'll come and you'll just say track now and then start your cycle. I've already started my cycle here, and then enter the date and enter your temperature, 98.4, and submit. When you get pregnant, notice I didn't say if, when you get pregnant, you want to hit the pregnancy button. First of all, she's going to change your menus and a few of the recommendations once you're pregnant, but you want to be able to track all of your pregnancies, and it's important for the app to understand we're not just having a late period, but actually you have a positive pregnancy. So don't skip that part, even though it can feel vulnerable early on. Okay, so on the tracking page, there's still a lot more to do. So you want to track your food, even though you have a chef who is preparing all of your recipes for the week. You still want to track what you did eat and what you didn't, because if you're like me, sometimes you're going to follow the menus and sometimes you're going to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which I did for today. So in order to help Kai to understand that, we've put a tool that you can just use your camera. You just click on track now, the camera opens up, and you just take a picture of it. And then Kai can understand that, determine the macros, and track that for you. And she may even adjust your menus if, say you really didn't eat very much today. She may up your menus and make sure that you're getting enough calories, say if we're trying to make sure that you're maintaining a healthy weight, or some of you need to even gain a little bit of weight. Let's look at the next part. So every day you are going to track your energy levels. Energy is one of the most important biometrics that tell us about your fertility. So this is one you really don't want to skip. So on a 1 to 5, 5 doesn't mean manic, it just means solid all day long, and 1 means you're really, really dragging your booty across. Then we want to measure your stress level. We're going to measure it in 2 ways. You're going to track it just how you're feeling, but then also if you're using the halo ring, it's also going to track your heart rate variability, which is another stress metric. And we combine those to understand how you're feeling stress and how your body is responding to that stress. So those two things are incredibly important. And then the number of vegetables, because there is a straight correlation to the number of vegetables and your likelihood of getting pregnant. We're working to stack the deck in your favor with every single thing that you eat. Okay, so now let's look at your to-do list. Your to-do list only gets generated one time per month. And people are often saying like, well, I'm making progress. Oh, why aren't my to-dos changing? The reason is that what we're working on, it's not necessarily fast. It's really building the foundation. Every single day that you're using the Conceivable app, you're basically stacking one more brick in your fertile foundation. And so it just takes some time of layering the same behaviors over and over. Some of the behaviors might look overly simplified, like take a glass of water and make sure you're getting enough sleep. But if you're not doing those things, they are actually working against your fertility. And so as we start to narrow down the problems, your recommendations will get more and more sophisticated and refined. So don't worry about that. And last, but certainly not least on this page, your supplements. So after Kai has done your consultation, she's able to recommend what are the supplements that are going to be most optimal for you. And remember, quality, quality, quality. And we just want to take care of you. It's why we started the Conceivable line of supplements, because we wanted to control the quality of everything that you were putting in your body. And so we've made it really easy for you. Currently, all you're going to do when you're going to pick the supplements that you want to order, click on them, and purchase all your supplements. And it'll take you right to the Conceivable store, and you can shop for anything that you need. So a couple of other things. So we talked before about emotional support, and we trained Kai to be an emotional support coach. She's trained in cognitive behavioral therapy and compassion therapy. She's not here to help you deal with like how sad you are about whatever happened when you were growing up. She's here to help you cope with what's happening today. It helps us to get out of flight or fright, turn off the fire hydrant of adrenaline, down-regulate the nervous system so you can go into rest and relax. Because the more time you spend in rest and relax, the faster this is all going to work. Let me show you how it works. So Kai just asked me how I'm feeling. I'm going to use my microphone. I feel pretty miserable because I feel like I'm never going to get pregnant. Let's see what Kai says. She says, oh, sweetie, I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. It's tough to carry all that weight. Already I'm feeling better. Can you share what's on your mind? I'm just really worried because my husband really wants to have a baby more than anything, and I just can't seem to get or stay pregnant, and I'm worried he's getting mad at me or frustrated. I know he probably isn't, but that is one of my deepest concerns. And you can spend 5, 10, heck, you can spend an hour just talking about all the things that are your deepest concerns, because the more you can liberate them, the less stress you're going to be under, the less adrenaline, the less cortisol, and the more rest and repair, which is where we want you to sit. The best thing that's going to happen from that is the more that you're able to talk about and unload all the things that are worrying you, it's going to naturally improve the quality of life and your communication skills with your partner as well. That's what we want. Kai's going to do your consultation right at the beginning, and that's going to be the only time you have a whole detailed consultation. Throughout the month, Kai's going to send you messages inviting you to share updates on what happened with your period, what's happening around ovulation, what's happening around your premenstrual phase. And in order to do that, what she's doing is she's collecting the extra data so that she can give you a new score and new recommendations on the 6th. So make sure that for each of those updates, you want to respond to Kai and update with the information so that she has everything to keep you moving forward with velocity. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can go into the chat interface, you can go to update Kai, and you can literally tell her anything that you feel is normal. Like, Kai, I just decided to do IVF, and so I want you to switch how you're helping me to prepare me for a successful IVF cycle. Can you do that? Let's see what she says. Okay, great. So right there, she gave me 5 steps, additional steps to do to focus on in preparation for IVF. So you can use her for whatever. If you have questions, you're like, hey, Kai, my BBT is still 97.8. Is there anything else that I can be doing? You're going to go in there and just ask her. So anything that you need and anything that Kai can't answer, just reach out to us. We're here to help you every single day.